Hi, and good evening, everyone. Greetings. Are you all ready for a puppet show? Wonderful. Well, my name is Roxy Myram, and I'm the artistic director of Puppet Showplace Theater. I'm joining you tonight from our historic home, right here in Brookline Village, Massachusetts, USA. I'm thrilled to welcome you all here tonight to the second annual Boston University Research Puppet Slam, featuring work created by students in the course Thinking Through Puppets, taught by Felice Amato and Jessica Bozek. This class is part of BU's Cross College Challenge, an interdisciplinary project-based initiative that involves partners from the community, like us tonight. We had originally hoped that the students would perform here in person, but due to the coronavirus, we're performing virtually from all across the globe. I'm guessing that some of you might be new to the Puppet Slam tradition. Well, a Puppet Slam is a cabaret-style evening of short-form puppet theater for adults. The work can range from funny to fascinating, profound to profane, and everything in between. Here at Puppet Showplace, we've been producing Puppet Slams since 1996. And these days, you can find Puppet Slams all across the country and all over the world. Well, tonight, we're really excited for our students to be joining this tradition. Puppetry is the art of bringing inanimate objects to life to tell a story. And in order for puppetry to work, you as the audience need to activate your imagination. So everybody go ahead, warm up your imagination, make sure your cell phones are off or you're not distracted, and so you can pay attention with all of your senses during the performances tonight. You know, personally, I love puppetry that makes me think and that challenges me to see the world in different and unexpected ways. Tonight, you'll be able to see exactly what I mean. Our show consists of 8 pieces and a few video shorts. Some works have been pre-recorded and others are performed live over Zoom. Students are located across the world from Boston to San Francisco and even in China. Now, before we begin and to practice our technical transitions, I'd like to invite the instructors for the course, Jessica Bozek and Felice Amato, to say a few words. Jessica and Felice.
Hi, I'm Felice Amato, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Art Education at Boston University. This course, now in its second year, is part of the Cross College Challenge, a series of unique team-taught courses that bring students together from different colleges and schools across the university. They work to develop their oral communication, teamwork, research and information literacy, and creativity and innovation. The students in our course have excelled in all of these in the past semester because they've been asked to synthesize all 4 of those skills through investigations, explorations, and performances. The goal of the course is to use tools from the field of puppetry to both investigate and then communicate complex research. Woven throughout the event are comments from the students themselves about how they grappled with thinking through puppets. This is the second slam these students have hosted. The first was held in February live and featured their own small group research. The final slam was also meant to be live, and we connected our undergraduate students with BU doctoral students. In early February, we put out the call and many graduate students responded, which was really both brave and generous of them. In mid-March, we realized the entire collaboration was going to need to move online if it was going to happen at all. And the work of the 8 people that we feature tonight stayed with the project, and they committed to meeting with the undergraduates remotely to develop theater that had to be tailored to the screen, often in small spaces with few supplies, and at times even without a second pair of hands. Rather than see this as an obstacle, these students literally reframed the project and worked virtually to make the work that you will see tonight.
I'm Jessica Bozek, a senior lecturer from the College of Arts and Sciences writing program, and we want to acknowledge the hard work that the students put in and also thank the following people. First of all, our grad students who generously donated their time and research as inspiration for the pieces that you'll see tonight. Philip Jacob, Sandy Deacon Carr, and all the other folks in the Cross College Challenge program, Daniel Kleinman, the Associate Provost for Graduate Affairs, our MC tonight, Roxy Myram from the Puppet Showplace Theater, both for being our guide tonight and also for offering students feedback. Taylor Bebot and Cindy Hardigan, puppeteers from LA and Illinois, for their generous feedback to students while they were creating their pieces. And finally, we want to thank you, the audience. Hopefully this will be your funnest and most illuminating Zoom of the week.
Thanks so much, Felice and Jessica. All right, we're ready to get started. And throughout, again, keep your imagination activated, your attention strong, and after each piece, if you'd like to applaud the students along with me, I invite you to do that. So our first piece is entitled Passing the Knowledge, and it was created by students Zara Donier and Evangeline Wong, who will be performing the research of Rohan Banerjee, a PhD student in biomedical engineering. Zara is a computer science and linguistics sophomore in the College of Arts and Sciences. She is currently sheltering in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Evangeline is a sophomore in the College of Arts and Sciences, and she's majoring in economics. She recently returned home to China and is currently at a quarantine hotel there. Rohan's research explores vertebral fractures as one of the most common complications of osteoporosis. In the United States, 1.5 million people suffer from osteoporosis, and 700,000 of those are at risk for a vertebral fracture. Previous work has determined that fractures often occur in the region known as the bony end plate, or BEP. However, the mechanical behavior of the BEP is largely uncharacterized until now. Inspired by Rohan's research, this piece explores how research being done at BU might inform spinal cord doctors all over the world. Please enjoy Passing the Knowledge. Let's give it up for Zara, Evangeline, and Rohan. One of the things I love about that piece is that the students grappled with how to make something abstract, like scientific knowledge, tangible and shareable. I also love their character, the doctor, an innovative sock puppet with an impressive set of DIY clinical tools. Trust me, binder clips are always the answer. So the next piece is also a collaboration by Zara and Evangeline. This time, they're performing the research of Mark Aronson, a PhD candidate who is also in biomedical engineering. Now, this is no coincidence since BU is a top-ranked center of biomedical research. Mark explores how groups of bacteria make decisions, such as whether to join multicellular communities called biofilms. Biofilms can be beneficial, such as when they help plants uptake nutrients from the soil, or they can be detrimental, like when they form on implanted medical devices and catheters and cause bacterial infections. By better understanding how bacteria commit to the biofilm lifestyle, we can inform possible interventions to prevent biofilm formation in a hospital setting. Well, I hope you enjoy how these puppeteers made biofilm into characters. Enjoy our next piece, Super versus Evil Biofilm.
La 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 la, a little micro computer. La 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 la. Oh no, what happened here? See, this happy fish. Why you dead? Something smells so awful here. Oh no! The water! Why the water turns green? The factory didn't purify its wastewater. The whole ecosystem is damaged by the wastewater. No, I don't want my home become horrible, become so terrible. I should save my home. But what should I do? I don't know. Oh, maybe I can ask Mr. Blue. He is the smartest microbe among us. He can definitely help me. Hello, Mr. Blue. Hi, little Green. How are you? Why you come here? Did you see the terrible environment around the factory? The pollution, the dead fish, the wastewater. I don't want to see this terrible thing. I want to save my home. But what should I do? You are right, little Green. But do you know biofilm? Biofilm. Sounds interesting. Yeah, biofilm can save our home. It's a special technique. The microbial communities in the biofilm can break down different nutrients in wastewater. This biological wastewater treatment system can improve water quality. You can do it, but what? You need to use your own body to break down these nutrients. No, that's fine. I think I could do that. All right. Now you know how to save home. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Green. Bye. Mr. Blue said, I need to use my own body. Just jump into it. 1, 2, 3. Here, the biofilm creates the water recycle system.
Great work, Zara, Mark, Evangeline, and of course, super biofilm. I'm particularly impressed that they all collaborated on this while Evangeline is again in a quarantine hotel in China. One of the things that puppetry is amazing at is even if you only have very simple materials at hand, you can still bring a story to life. Zara said that the most important thing that they wanted to display through their piece was how something so small could either cause a lot of harm or do a lot of good. Now, the next piece we'll see is Everyone Needs Help, performed live by Rachel Seiden. Rachel developed this piece to bring to life J.P. Horn's doctoral research in social work. J.P. focuses on stigma and stereotypes that prevent campus engagement for folks who have aged out of foster care. Rachel is a sophomore in Sargent College and she studies physical therapy. She's performing this piece live from her home in Westchester, New York. She had help developing this piece from Annie Yu, who we will feature later. Please enjoy Everyone Needs Help. All right, let's give it up for Rachel. Rachel, Annie, and JP wanted to portray a realistic story of a person who grew up in the foster care system who's now attending a 4-year college institution. I love how this piece, in a style of puppetry that we might call toy theater, blends realistic settings and abstract hand-drawn characters to give us a sense of the main character's perspective. It communicates so much with just images and movement without using any words. So our next piece is called Parks and Recreation. It's not to be confused with the popular TV series featuring Amy Poehler. I hear they're getting back together for a special pandemic episode. Anyway, this piece was created by Lauren Allen with support from Bethia Holton. Lauren is a photojournalism student in the College of Communication. Here, she explores the research of Greer Hamilton, a PhD student in social work. Greer investigates environmental gentrification. Her studies include city parks, which she examines through the lens of critical race theory. Now, streaming to you from her studio apartment in Boston, here's Lauren with Parks and Recreation. Let's all hear it for Lauren and that very thought-provoking piece. Lauren says that figuring out how to symbolically represent race was her biggest challenge in this performance. After working with Greer, Lauren decided to focus on creating an overwhelming feeling of us versus them. This is reflected in the choice of materials that she used to represent the different conflicting groups of puppets. The next piece, which is by Annie Yu with help from Rachel Seiden, is entitled The Hack. Annie is a junior at the College of Fine Arts studying graphic design and art education. She is from Beijing, China, and currently lives in Boston. Annie's piece features the research of Robert Munafu, a PhD student in computer engineering. His work focuses on FPGAs in high performance and scientific computing. An FPGA is a chip that can be programmed to work like any chip the programmer wants. It's useful when there isn't already a chip to do the desired task, and where trying to do it in software would be too slow. High performance and scientific computing is essentially a room full of computers all working on the same task, kind of like a cloud computer working on some big calculation like forecasting the weather. Let's see how the puppeteers dramatize this situation. Please enjoy The Hack.
Hello everyone, welcome to the world of FPGA. This is the CPU in charge of everything, which is the brain. This is GPU likes to draw. GPU responsible for graphic. This is memory chips, which keeps everything in the box. Oh, look, who's coming? This is ASIC chip, which controls signal and phone. One day, CPU goes to the library to grab some book.
work, Annie, Rachel, and Robert. That piece started out with what puppeteers call a cranky, or a scrolling picture performance, and then it was combined with paper rod puppets. I've been really impressed with all the styles of puppetry that the students are exploring here tonight. Some of them use live performance or direct manipulation, and some of them use stop motion. A great puppeteer once told me that sometimes puppeteers hide in different ways, sometimes by wearing black, sometimes by using long strings and distant controls. But in animation or stop motion, the puppeteer is hidden in time. Annie says that her biggest takeaway from this experience was how to create a puppet show based on a research project. She says, before doing this show, I would never link computer science to the puppetry world. I was so excited to organize and create this interdisciplinary project. Nice work, Annie. So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like it's been a minute since we've heard any news about the coronavirus. So before we move on to our final 3 performances, we have a few brief video works to share that were done as a class activity. Students were asked to create a short piece that explored some aspect of COVID-19. Now we present a coronavirus interlude with work by Annie Yu, Bella Fong, and our youngest puppeteer in quarantine, 2nd grader Anya Queen, who is the daughter of Jessica Bozek. Enjoy.
The Magic Trampoline, a tissue and shoebox theater show by Anya Queen and Jessica Bozak.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Maeve who lived with her parents and her dog Clementine. One day, all the schools closed and her parents had to start working from home. They were always on their computers or phones. When the family walked their dog, they had to wear masks and stay far away from everyone else. Maeve and Clementine spent a lot of time reading on the couch in their living room.
I wish I had someone to play with, but all my friends are in quarantine. I'm so bored. Slack channel, join new meeting, screen share, breakout room, virtual background, stop video. Mom, I'm so bored. I just did a Zoom play date with all my friends, and they were bouncing on trampolines. I'm the only one who doesn't have one. Please, can I have one? I'll buy it with my allowance.
Sure. I need to get back to this meeting.
Woo, woo. It's here on my birthday. Such great timing. This is so fun. I wish I could have a party. This is so epic. Wait till I tell my parents. They'll probably think I made it up. Happy birthday, Maeve! I'm in the sky, full of cotton candy clouds, and my friends are here. Best birthday ever. I hope you enjoyed this production of the Magic Trampoline.
Wow, great work to everyone on those video pieces. One of the things I love about puppetry is that it can respond to the moment with things that we have at hand. So thank you to everyone for giving us insight into your quarantine experience. And happy birthday to Maeve. And if you want to share that trampoline, I'd love to. Well, we'll talk later. Real quick plug while we're here transitioning into Act 2. As I mentioned, I am at Puppet Showplace Theater. This is not a virtual background. It is, in fact, the real Puppet Theater location. Puppet Showplace, of course, as you might imagine, is also closed due to the stay-at-home advisories here in Greater Boston and Brookline. And luckily, all of our staff and puppeteers are safe, and we're looking forward to getting back to serving the community as soon as it's safe to do so. If you want to learn more about Puppet Showplace and some of the performances, performances we do, the artists who we engage, and also ways that you can help us out as a puppet theater, you can visit puppetshowplace.org. We recently launched a pen pal program. So if puppet fans of any age can participate. So if you'd like to write a letter to us here at Puppet Showplace, we will send a letter back to you in the mail. Warning, letters may contain stickers, just saying. At Puppet Showplace, we've also launched our emergency fund to help support puppeteers during quarantine and also some of our economically vulnerable staff members. We're also working hard to keep you connected to puppeteers, so you can also find out more about those initiatives on our website, once again, puppetshowplace.org. So our next piece, heading into Act 2, is called The Catcher, and it will be performed live by Alexis Ridner and Bella Fong, each in their own separate space. So it's our first virtual collaboration of the evening. This is one of two pieces in which Alexis and Bella collaborated coast to coast. Alexis, a sophomore studying economics, created the set for this piece in her tiny dorm room. And she has actually moved out into the hallway to perform this performance. Bella studies philosophy, political science, and music performance. She currently resides in San Francisco. The Catcher is a look at the research of Emre Ateş, a PhD candidate in computer engineering. Emre researches large-scale computing systems like supercomputers and cloud computing. These are the de facto platforms for running scalable workloads, which are integral for processing scientific research, engineering, banking, e-commerce, and many other areas. These systems, which we don't always give a lot of attention to, routinely suffer from bugs and crashes, causing reduced efficiency and wasted resources. State-of-the-art methods for diagnosing these problems involve going through gigabytes or terabytes of data that these systems provide. Tonight, we'll find out what happens when puppeteers work to make sense of and eliminate these bugs. Presenting the catcher.
Welcome back to Puppet Planet. Here we see a beautiful house. Or do we? Oh, what's that? Looks like this house has an infestation problem. Who goes there? Why, it's Mr. Exterminator. Hello, Mr. Exterminator. Mr. Exterminator, there seems to be a significant infestation. Do you know how to find the bugs?
I usually just guess and check. It takes a lot of time and lots of money, but that's the only way I could do it with today's instrumentation.
Oh no, don't do that. Let me introduce you to Mr. Pythia. He is a super efficient and inexpensive investigator. Oh, Mr. Pythia. Mr. Pythia? Let me go grab Mr. Pythia. Why, hello there. My name is Mr. Pythia. I quickly gather all the data on the bugs and their paths of destruction. I then group them by shared characteristics, making it easier to determine where they are and making it much easier to rid the bugs from this house. Would you like me to help, Mr. Exterminator? All right then, let's locate the bugs. I've grouped them at the top of the door, at the top window. There you are. Now check that the other two are empty. Perfect. Let's get rid of them. Send them over here. All done. Now your program in your house can run safely. Thank you, Mr. Exterminator and Mr. Pythia, for that wonderful presentation. Now that's all from us at Puppet Planet. See you next time.
Great work, Bella and Alexis. Alexis says that the hardest part of Emery's piece was trying to translate computer systems and code into puppets without being too literal. The goal was to make it easily understandable for the audience without misrepresenting the research. I think a good mustache is always an excellent solution. Now, our second to last piece, Eutrophication, is the work of Bethia Holton with support from Lauren Allen. Eutrophication captures the doctoral research of Claudia Mazer in the Department of Earth and Environment. Claudia studies how changes in nutrient loading, for example, wastewater treatment or fertilizer runoff, and water column conditions like low oxygen, low pH, increase in temperatures, how all of those impact coastal water quality. Very important topic. Specifically, how do these environmental conditions drive sediment, nitrogen removal, and recycling processes? Claudia hopes to use her research to guide the decision-making processes of managers and stakeholders towards improving coastal water quality under a changing environment. Bethia is a BFA student in art education in the College of Fine Arts. She lives in El Paso, Texas, but is currently in St. Paul, Minnesota. Please enjoy Eutrophication. Fantastic work, Bethia. Now, Bethia says that about this piece, I wanted to show the cycle of eutrophication. The second part of the stop motion was going back in time to show the positive changes of eating less meat, no longer over-fertilizing, and decreasing sewage waste into the river. Bethia wanted to take Claudia's research and create a piece that made learning about eutrophication fun and captivating. Nice work, Bethia. Our final piece of the evening is Gouttes de sang, or Drops of Blood, an adaptation of Je me desserte created by Bella Fong with assistance from Alexis Ridner. Now, Bella writes about this piece, blood can be shed in horrific circumstances. Blood can also be a sign of life, or used in religious or philosophical contexts as salvation. Gouttes de sang explores the impact of art in oppression and liberation. Bella and Alexis worked across not just this continent, but across the sea and several time zones to collaborate with Cristina Onesta, who is currently residing in Rome. Cristina recently successfully defended her dissertation in French and recorded the French audio for this piece. The piece is an exploration of her work, which focuses on aesthetic objects in literature. Please enjoy Gouttes de sang, or Drops of Blood.
Brûlure, l'aiguille qui écorche doucement ma peau, qui s'enfonce pas profond en elle et qui avance lentement, qui frôle ma chair dessous et qui injecte entre les deux ce son d'encre noire. Gaël est penché sur ma cuisse. Sa main gauche tire et tend la peau. L'autre dessine avec cette machine bizarre. Aigu, son bruit qui me rappelle la fraise chez le dentiste. Sa petite aiguille me fait penser à celle de la machine à coudre devant laquelle Nenny Kali se déchire le bout de ses doigts et se casse. Nuit après jour, les yeux, le cou et le dos, Nenny Kali, ça va bientôt être son anniversaire. On ne le lui a jamais fêté à la maison depuis papa, mais 33 ans, c'est un jour spécial, il paraît. L'âge du Christ, Nirina m'a dit. Lui fêter, c'est important, elle m'a répété. Les amis au lycée ont été étonnés le jour où j'ai oublié de me taire. Je ne parle jamais d'elle ou de la maison, c'est mieux. Ils sont riches au lycée français, la majorité. Ils ne savent pas la misère. Moi, je ne la savais pas non plus avant. Elle s'est installée doucement quand j'avais 11 ans, quand papa est parti. J'ai appris à la cacher, parce que les doigts d'or de Nelly Kelly. Elle est devenue couturière après son départ, quand l'argent a commencé à manquer vraiment. Sa mère lui avait appris. Beaucoup d'étrangères et de femmes de famille à Tana veulent les modèles exactement des catalogues. Elle est sérieuse, elle travaille vite, Nelly Kelly. Alors, elle l'aime bien, ces dames. Elle la conseille à leurs amis. Elle lui donne les vieux habits de leurs enfants, parfois, que petite maman arrange comme s'ils étaient faits pour nous. Ou bien, elle nous en fait des neufs avec le reste des tissus des clientes. Non, rien de dire de la maison. Des petits papas qui ont habité là après le départ du mien. De mes 4 demi-frères et sœurs qui ont vu et entendu leur père, angulaire maman souvent. parce que l'argent rare et l'alcool, ça casse les hommes et ça les rend violents. Ça enlève leur masque du miel et ça les rend eux-mêmes, je crois. Au collège et au lycée français, pour faire un peu partie d'eux, ce que le chauffeur ou les parents accompagnent et viennent chercher dans des jolies voitures dernier modèle, pour qu'ils ne voient pas trop ma différence, je n'ai jamais parlé de moi.
I don't want them to pity me, not at all. So for all the bad things that happen, I learned to stay quiet. It's just the wings and letters left. We designed it together. I told Gail about the horse on the side of one of the cars, but nothing else. He looked up the logo on his computer. I didn't like seeing that one again. So I thought about the winged horse that our French teacher had told us about, the one that a Greek god had made into a group of stars. Pegasus. Gail smiled, getting a piece of paper. He wanted in black and gray or color. I thought about the crooked thorns on Urina's arm. I knew she'd stay written in me, at least a little. I showed Gail what I wanted, Aina, written vertically, on the heart-facing side. That's how it started. Are you scared of forgetting who you are someday? I held my breath. He knows, I thought. He's already asked me what my nightmares are about, many times. I don't remember, I tell him, every time. I don't want him to know, to think I'm dirty. That day made me dirty.
Thanks so much to Bella and Alexis for sharing that powerful work. They say that they chose the title of that piece not only to highlight the duality of blood as both life and death, but also to draw the viewer's attention to the sparse yet impactful placement of red throughout the mostly black and white piece. Bella also notes that puppets are generally in pop culture associated with children, comedy, or lightheartedness, but this piece challenges that stereotype. She writes that in previous slams, the students were challenged with topics such as immigration and street harassment that could be translated through puppetry in less threatening or less uncomfortable ways. However, in this slam, Bella's group tackled serious topics like rape and oppression. Students were challenged to create a piece that conveyed a much more serious tone while keeping in a format that could still be digestible or accessible for a wide range of audiences. Bella adds that the greatest difficulty for this piece was merging live aspects, animation, and puppetry to create a seamless piece. She had to play around with lighting from a lamp, natural sunlight, and an iPhone flashlight to adjust the colors so the palette would fit with the video of her tattoo machine that was made out of IKEA pencils. Nice work. Now, we're going to close out our program tonight with one final outtake, a TikTok video made by Zara and her sister making their own craft supplies with things that they had in the kitchen. In this case, a salt dough spinal column, which you may remember from a previous piece. Now, before we do that, I want to invite all of the participants to come back on screen so we can take a final curtain call. So everyone can unmute, start your videos, and audience, let's give them all a round of applause. Hi, everyone. Everyone's joining us from all over the world. Thank you all for your amazing work and for making us think through puppets. Well, I think we're finally ready to say goodbye. Again, I hope that it was a great pleasure for us to collaborate with Boston University and the Thinking Through Puppets course. Thank you so much to Jessica and Felice. Thank you also to John, who's in the background helping us run through this very smoothly. If you're interested in learning more about puppet slams, again, you can go to Puppet Showplace Theater. You can also look on Facebook for the Puppet Slam Network. Puppeteers all over the country are working to move Puppet Slam events online while we're all hunkered down down at home. This coming week, also inspired by the students, I'm going to be participating in the Isolating Together Toy Theater Puppet Slam. I said it out loud, so that means I have to do it. That is produced by Great Small Works. So if you're interested in seeing more puppetry action, you can look up Great Small Works or the Puppet Slam Network and stay involved. Well, thank you all for being such great creative participants. I hope that your imagination stays activated and that you're inspired to create and think through puppets yourself. All right, with no further ado, let's hear it from Zara and her sister on TikTok.
You're the only friend I need. You're the only friend I need. Share beds like little kids. Share beds like little kids. And laugh until our ribs get tired. You're the only friend I need. You're the only friend I need. Share beds like little kids. Share beds like little kids. And laugh until our ribs get tired. You're the only friend I need. You're the only friend I need. Share beds like little kids. Share beds like little kids. And laugh until our ribs get tired.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks to all the students.
And I hope you all have lots of puppet thought.
You're the only friend I need. You're the only friend I need. Share beds like little kids. Share beds like little kids. And laugh until our ribs get tired. You're the only friend I need. You're the only friend I need. Share beds like little